When I was 17 years old and a senior in high school, I got arrested. I'm talking about cuffs behind my back, put in the car, taken to the jail, had to call my daddy. I have been a late person all of my life. As far back as I can remember, I have been running late, just constantly running late. On my way to school, running late as usual, I was speeding a tad bit. Okay, I was speeding more than a tad bit. I had a Cutlass Supreme, and the speedometer would only go to 85 and then it would leave. Couldn't see it anymore, and I couldn't see it anymore. I met a cop. I slowed down. He kept going. I'm good. Hammer down. Got to get to school. Cannot be late. I didn't see is him whip around and come after me. And the reason I didn't see that is because I had the rear view mirror pointed at me doing my makeup while I'm going 100 miles an hour, doing my makeup. Can't be late. Can't be late. How did I figure out he was behind me? Well, when all the cars that I was meeting started pulling over off the side of the road. What are they doing? What's going on? Oh my, that time, unbeknownst to me, he'd been following me for probably 4 miles. I didn't know. Blue lights, everything. I didn't know. Radio up, rear view mirror on me. I didn't know he was back there. So by the time I stopped, he was furious. He got out of the car, slammed his door. Get out of that car, young lady. You're under arrest. He stomped up to my car. I got out. I was like, sir, I didn't know. I was 17 years old. I weighed 100 pounds, soaking wet, 5'3", tiny little thing. Put the cuffs on me, put me in his car, went and yanked my purse, broke my purse, by the way. I've never forgiven that. Broke my purse, got my license out, which I don't think he was supposed to have done. I digress. We ended up stopping right in front of one of my schoolmates' houses, and her mom came out and tapped on the window. Kendra, are you okay? And I just looked up with my most pitiful eyes. No, I'm not okay. So he took me to jail. I had to call my dad. I had not cried up until the moment I had to call my daddy, because I was not letting that police officer see me cry, even though I was completely in the wrong, okay? I completely own what I did, but I wasn't going to let him see me cry. Called my daddy. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo, daddy, I'm in jail. I was a really good kid. You got to understand. This was very surprising for everyone. My dad comes and gets me out of jail, and I had to go on to school. Guess what? I was late. I actually didn't make it till the second period, but the principal at that time had the best sense of humor about it, and he wrote on my tardy slip, reason for tardiness, jail. I still have that slip. What followed was years and years and years and years of me being a late person, like to the point that people had jokes about having to wait on Kendra, and I was just always late everywhere I went, constantly late for work and getting in trouble at work for being late. It was a terrible existence. 13 and a half years ago, I married an early person. Now, for those first few years, he put up with me making him late. But at some point, he was feeling exasperated by it, understandably. So finally, a couple of years ago, I think I was 47 or 48, I'm 52 now, I said to him, okay, teach me your ways. I do not want to be a late person anymore. Because before that, I just thought, this is the way that I am. I can't be any different. But I decided to just commit to the process and see if I could become an early person. We had a function that we were going to, and I asked him, what time should we leave the house to get to this function when you think we should get there? It was an hour before I would have left. I'm not making this up. I was like, what? Are you serious? But I was committed to the process, so I got ready, and I was ready to go at the time that he said. We left an hour before I thought. And we got there like 30 or 45 minutes early. Kept doing this over and over, and we continued getting places early, 30 to 45 minutes early. And at first, I was a little bit annoyed, like, what a waste of my time. We just have to sit here and wait. But over time, the more that I became early and got places early, I realized how calming it was on my ride to these places. If you're a late person, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That drive when you're late. Oh, oh, there's a red light. Oh no. Oh, a traffic accident. I gotta text him. What can I say? Why am I late? Oh, there's an accident. So, it's beyond me. This accident made me late. It's a terrible way to live, and it was a constant state of stress that I felt from always being late. And what I discovered is that I would rather sit there and wait for a function to start for 30 minutes and have a peaceful, calm drive there than be late. So the takeaway from this is that I've become an early person. I'm definitely never late now, and that is awesome. But the biggest takeaway that I want you to get from this is that you can change. I was 47 or 48 years old. This is something that I had been doing since I was a teenager, being late, and I changed and I became different. So if there's something about yourself that you're saying, well, I can't change it. This is just how I am. This is who I am. That's a lie. Don't listen to that voice in your head that's saying that, because if you have the want to change and be different, you can be different. It takes work. It takes effort. It takes consistency, because it's easy to fall back in those old patterns. So you have to be consistent with it, but you can change. So don't listen to that voice if it's telling you that you can't, because you can. Oh, and a quick help for any late people out there that don't have a spouse that can help them be early. Start adding an hour to whatever time it was. Like if you felt like that you should leave at 2:00 to be at your function at whatever time, leave at 1. Just make sure that you're ready at 1:00 and get out that door. It just is, it's life changing. You might not feel it the first few times. It took a while for me to go, hey, this really took all the stress away from going to functions. And so it took a minute. So just wait for it to get there, and you're going to be so glad that you made that change.